all I got to say is people, people.
Yes. Mhm.
So there's a branch of the Royal Mail, and the Royal Mail is the UK's postal service. They sent out a letter to staffers, and the staffers happened to be on strike at the time. They announced in the letter that an agreement had been reached that would include an 11% pay raise as well as other benefits. As a result of this letter going out, the bosses from the Royal Mail had to apologize for it. And Chris, my question for you is why did they have to apologize for the letter?
They- Yeah, that one stumps me. The only thing I could think of is that like there was no one to deliver it.
That's a that's a good answer because they were on strike. That's a good
Yeah.
answer. No, so one of the managers actually sent it out as an April Fool's prank, and we
Ah,
have the letter. Look at this. It's kind of hard to see. It's kind of in small print, but that basically you see the date at the top,
mhm.
April 1st, 2023, red letters, reach an agreement. They've got all the bullet points for all the stuff that they agreed to, supposedly. And the thing that's the shittiest of all is they didn't even have the common sense or the decency to put April Fools on the letter. And
Oh,
so everybody thought it was legit until they
oh,
came out later and
oh
acknowledged that it
no.
wasn't. So as you can imagine, the postal workers were really pissed off. They called it completely unprofessional. What's your take on this? Do you think, you know what, it's a harmless joke, or do you think that's a bunch of bullshit?
Oh, that's horseshit. It's beyond bullshit. It's horseshit. Yeah, like I at first I didn't even realize what you were saying. That so it actually was an April Fool's Day joke. I thought it just happened
Yes.
to be on April 1st. Oh
No,
man,
it was
see,
an April
that's
Fool's joke.
yeah, that's terrible. You can't mess with people's livelihoods like that. That's awful.
Yes. Yeah. Can you imagine?
Yeah,
Like I don't even what goes through somebody. I don't even know. Sometimes I question on this show, Chris. What goes through people's minds? Fuck with this shit.
yeah. I don't know. Well, yeah, like I said, I thought it was just a coincidence with the date. Like today, until you announced it, I didn't realize that today was 420, and I feel like
Right.
I should have been more stoned or something. But yeah, no, that's brutal. I can't believe they did that.
So for every story that we do, I try to ask a question that's somehow related to it. And so my question for you with this one, have you ever been the cause of or the victim of an April Fool's prank that maybe didn't go over the way it was supposed to?
I'm not much of a prankster. I've never had one. I never tried one or had one happen to me. But I've had coworkers who had like their keyboards altered to where everything they type was backwards and things like that, which seemed like a real pain in the ass. But no, and unfortunately, I've been missed out on any harmful pranks.
When I was a kid, I lived in a small town with a local newspaper, and every single year, the main story would be a completely bullshit story on April 1st. And they would always say credit to Lerp for the story. And Lerp is April Fool backwards. And
Hmm.
every single year, people would call into the local radio station because they believed the story. As absurd as it was, every fucking year, people called into the radio station and they believed it. And that was like 30 years ago. So, not much has changed, man, you know?
Yeah, I mean, most of the ones I see now are like, so this sports team has signed this player, or traded for this player, or cut this player, and you're like, come on, get out of here with that. I do remember as a kid, people joking that Taco Bell bought the Liberty Bell here in Philadelphia and named it the Taco Liberty Bell, stuff like that, which was like, it's
Yeah.
fine, but yeah, it never happened.
A 38-year-old woman named Rose Robinson was shopping at a Sainsbury store in the UK. I guess Sainsbury is kind of like a department store or a grocery store in the UK. She spotted a bag of beef jerky, and we have a pic of the bag of beef jerky. Put that up there, Joel. There it was, British Big Daddy beef rump steak beef jerky. Now, Miss Rose Robinson, she found something very wrong with that product, and she let store management know about it. Chris, what do you think was wrong with the beef jerky?
Boy, I don't know. I mean, at first was the name. I'm thinking Big Daddy Beef Rump sounds like something you might find at a club. Um, but I don't know. I'm guessing something funny with the look of the package. Maybe it looks like a flattened penis. I don't know.
Okay, you were kind of onto it with the first time.
Right.
She believed that that product is sexist and discriminatory against women,
Ah, yes.
and filed a formal complaint. We have a picture of Ms. Robinson. There is Ms. Rose Robinson. Interesting, her name is not Karen, but that's what she believes. So she claimed the marketing of the jerky involved gender. She said the term Big Daddy has sexual connotations and relates to a masculine power boss. I don't know, man. I think somebody's got a lot of time on their hands. What do you think? Do you think beef daddy, big beef jerky is sexist?
I would say no. No, I don't think beef jerky can be sexist unless somehow it's used in some sort of assault. Um, I mean, if they want to like do like a female version with like the Brazilian butt lift beef jerky, then sure. But yeah, it sounds like somebody just wanted to get in the paper.
And me being, a pro wrestling guy, way back in England, there was a legendary pro wrestler named Big Daddy. So there could have been a relation, right?
Yeah, I would think so. Maybe maybe he went into business. Selling
Right,
like Tim
right.
Horton. Tim Horton was a hockey player.
It there you see, I'm Canadian, so I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that. All right. Are you a snacker? And if so, what is your go-to? Maybe it's beef jerky. Who
I snack
knows?
way too much.
Yep.
Yeah, recently my wife has been going and getting a bunch of beef jerky at Costco, and like I was like, stop it, because I won't stop eating it. So beef
Is it called
jerky
is
is
it
a big.
called Beef Daddy's Beef Rump?
No, no, it's Jack Links, which is another strange
Oh
name.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But yeah, no, I'll snack on just about everything except stuff that's good for me. So
I'm with
there you
you.
go.
I started eating low carb in October, and it was for that reason because sometimes shit kind of gets out of control a little bit.
Yeah.
So far so good. We'll see where it goes.
Roses are red, violets are blue. I click the subscribe button. You really should too. If you like videos about real news stories that are funny, stupid, or weird, subscribe now.